Hello there, everybody. Mandian Astral Oracles, coming to you from the rainforest of Puna, Hawaii, to talk about the number 4. Just before I was about to do this video, I was actually going to talk about something a little more bleak, which I'll save for another time, I think, or more serious topics. But just let's look into some numerology, get some angels to talk to us about that, right? Because the number 4 and 44, and also 3 sequences, have really been hounding me for, I don't know, the past a year or so, like when did this begin, but it seems to intensify as we pursue it. And so number 44, right, I remember, for instance, sitting and meditating on a balcony in Oaxaca City, and then there was one car which had I believe 3 fours arranged, and then when I opened my eyes after the meditation, it had been replaced by another car with 4 fours and its license plate, and they are randomized down there too. And so, looking at the phone before this video, it was 1411 indicated on the European display, and there was 44% left of power on the battery. And that's all to say that why are these numerologies coming forward? And you're into the spiritual stuff, which you probably are if you're watching this channel, you kind of know that the usual explanation we give is that it's a sign of synchronicity, of awakening, of recognizing deeper spiritual orders and codes and reality that appear in the physical world, and that you're kind of materializing this to wake up and teach you some signals. But we can always dive deeper, right? And so let's get Metatron, who we haven't talked to in a long while, to talk to us about the number 44. And I believe friend of the show, Steve Frederick, also mentioned at some point that 3 times 144 adds up to, okay, let's do our childhood math, 432, right, which is the solfeggio frequency, so the hertz level of 432. So there are some beautiful vibrancy codes embedded in this, and thank you for being here and watching and liking, sharing, stopping, commenting, all your beautiful energy. Much love to you guys. Blessings from I on high. I, Archangel Metatron, I join you this day to be speaking to you. I am, as I extend my love, also being requested by this body translating me to use a more pitched voice in order to be picked up by the technical equipment. Well, that is all well and good. I am aware that choosing the vibrations of any given human voice, you make a type of trade-off. You decide what are the frequency capabilities of this voice, which frequencies can I audibly embed, and which frequencies can I, that is we angels, I the divine architect, extending love from the heavens, which energies can we embed unconsciously or for you to be activated and awaken without you necessarily consciously having access to them. Why do I speak of this? I speak of this because I have been invited to comment on numbers 44 and 14 and these constellations of the number 4 in different repeated variations, also sometimes juxtaposed or even intermarried with the numbers of 1 or 11. Let us first address the number 4, because this is the type of compromise that reaches the human being. This is why I speak of these unconscious codes, because much as you hear in this voice unconscious codes of spiritual awakening, as you call it, being extended to you, there are also unconscious codes in your visual sphere, in your everyday experience, in your registration of numbers and orders of sequences and symbols, that you will discover hold certain meanings, but they are always a compromise between the conscious individual and where their level of attention, focus, and registration lies, and the energies that are being invited in by this individual, the energies that were set to guard this individual and lead and guide them through life, leading them through certain happenstances and events that are important, that kind of experience or that kind of arrangement that you call the soul contract. And then also these numbers reflect the potential of awakening, of higher pattern recognition, of in aligning more of your physical being with the presence of divine mind and spiritual truth in the centers of the body as they awaken to hold more light and energy. Are you following us? We hope you are, dear humans. I extend again the love from the heavens. I, the divine architect, I, Metatron, I, who oversee the templates of this creation, I use the number 4 to seal in barriers and to recreate things within these barriers. Therefore, you may sense that the number 4 is also a sign of a reconstruction, of a restructuring, of a redesign that is using this architectural language. We are remaking, along with your higher self, the blueprints of your existence. And so the numbers of 4, 44, 444 are flooding in. These are connected again to other activation codes surrounding the 11s and this juxtaposition of the 1 and 4, posing both that idea of you being sealed within the 4, being sealed within this template of restructuring. They're adding up to the 5, the pentagram, the perfect number of man, that perfect unity or proportion which is embedded within you, within your senses, within your hands and within your fingers, for instance, the number of the perfect 5. See, this number will come to fruition, and if you are seeing the number 5, it is a sign that you are becoming more of a complete being, more sealed within your own power and autonomy, rather than sealed within the developmental bubble of the number 4. These are harsh distinctions, and they should not be taken perhaps as literal as they seem to imply here. They are all parts of your soul trajectory. Indeed, you cannot count to 5 without 4, as you cannot count to 6 without 5, but who would argue that number 6 is better than number 4, or any such nonsense? Every proportion has its values and its energies, but if you are finding yourself stimulated and seeing by the force, it may be helpful for you to begin to dedicate more of your time to prayer, to aligning to these energies that are seeking to reconfigure your being, to allow for them to be, to surrender, maybe even to cry. The number 4 is the number of the seal. It is your hands and feet meeting. It is this part that is extended out to all parts, this part, the heart, this heart that never parts with anything but extends itself into the world, holding on to everything. Therefore, if you are seeing the number 4, you may sense that you are going through this restructuring, that you are being kept slightly away from interactions with human beings as you are allowing for this restructuring, reconfiguration to take place. This is a process that is valuable to respect and accept. It is valuable that you also seek and accept solitude. It is valuable that you also allow for yourself to have these experiences of moving into the construction site, that is becoming foundation, that is becoming skeleton, that is becoming outline, that is becoming all the parts and elements of a building that needs to be put in place. Where is the draft in the building that you have constructed? Where is the leaky foundation? Where are the cracks and crevices that will begin to show over the years if you do not readdress this building? That is the energy of the number 4 repeated in sequence. This is helpful to know. Therefore, the 4 instructs you more than other numbers to be patient, It instructs you to surrender. It instructs you to empower yourself by knowing your bounds and limitations. It instructs you to know yourself and through that knowing to be set free. The eyes of this vessel are opening to consult that time display that keeps an eye on times down here. That is what he is keeping to. What distracts his mind is the sense of temporal movement. And so in the 4D you may sense that you are always describing yourself as being contained or imprisoned. 3D even more so. You sense that here there are certain restrictions, patterns and impediments. But 4D you feel that you want to move, but you cannot move quite at the pace that you want to. This is again the number 4. And so notice that as we are pointing to ascension, we are pointing to the fact that you become the fine-pointed star, the perfect pentagram of the human being, as you begin to merge upwards and let your energy flow upwards, circling it with the center of the earth. You become this pointed star, circling and aligning your energy to flow upwards. You allow for this energy to connect to infinity, and you allow for this infinity to inform the realms down here, what you are sometimes called a prison of time and space. This is the deification of time and space. This is the filling of the world with light. This is lighting the great candle of your true awareness of yourself in the realms of darkness that you sometimes see down here. And so know that as you allow yourself to be contained, to be held, to be the 4 sides of space, the 4 corners of the world, the 4 parts of your body that navigate and interact with the surface of the earth, the 4 stages of a human life. When you allow yourself to surrender to the 4 seasons of everything, you allow yourself to be held, to be contained, to be developed, and then to move from this place into the stars, to become a star yourself and fill the world with light. Therefore I, Archangel Metatron, I bless you, extending divine geometries to you this day. I send you the love from the heavens, and I wish you beauty, truth and love in this moment, and always peace. Much love, guys.